Welcome to this week's Quick Charge and more of the truth about lies. So what exactly is a lie? Well, Webster says it's something that's untrue that is meant to mislead or deceive. Well, how can we recognize lies if by their very nature they are meant to mislead and deceive us? What sort of appearance do they take on? How are they packaged? How do they manifest? Well, one of the ways that lies manifest is they come through our own senses. They masquerade as our own thoughts and our own feelings. Lies often appear to be something that we actually think or genuinely feel. Lies usually come to us in the first person. For instance, lies never say, "You're a failure." They always say, "I'm a failure." They masquerade in the first person because they use the doorway or the access point of our own flesh, our own fallen nature, our own self-life. Our flesh is prone to give place to lies, and our enemy capitalizes on that, and our enemy exploits our flesh. So the more flesh-oriented I am, the more self-focused I'm going to be, the more self-centered, the more self-conscious, and the more self-consumed, and also the more susceptible I will be to lies and to being carried away by them. But the truth is that Jesus has crucified my flesh. Paul says in Romans 6:6, our old man was crucified with him. Now that's an actual truth, but it's also true, it's factual, that I can still choose to be carnal and live out of my own flesh and feed it and serve it. And when I choose to do that, I am inviting in and buying into lies, perhaps unknowingly and unwittingly, because it feels like me. I think it's just me. I'm going to assume that it's true, that it's right, that it's okay, it's fine, because it's me thinking it anyway. It's my idea, my thought, my feeling, my belief, my reasoning, and my logic. But just because I think or feel something, it doesn't make it truth, even though it is very real. I can feel a lot of things that are simply not true. In fact, they are perhaps outright lies. I can feel unworthy. I can feel weak or intimidated or bound up or locked up or hopeless or depressed. And so it is a major personal victory and also a real growth point in maturity when anyone makes the shift from being feelings-oriented to being word-oriented, from sense-oriented to truth-oriented, and from flesh-oriented to spirit-oriented. God said in the book of Isaiah, "My people walk in a way that is not good, after their own thoughts." And we could add to that feelings as well. So apart from the truth and the spirit, our thoughts and feelings are just not reliable. They're not trustworthy. Thoughts and feelings have no validity apart from the truth. So you might say, "But Pastor Buddy, this is how I feel." Well, what does the word of the Lord say? In Hebrews 4:12, the Bible says the word of truth is what divides between soul and spirit, or flesh and spirit, and it discerns between the thoughts of our heart. Jesus described the lies of the devil in Luke chapter 11 as the armor of the strong man in which he trusts. Now, that armor for us must be removed. It must be pulled down. It must be torn off. It must be rejected. That, and in and of itself, is the very first step to identifying and dispelling the lies of the enemy. Lies come through our senses. Our senses are not always reliable, but the word of the Lord is. God's truth is always reliable. Join me next week for more on the truth about lies. God bless.